Welcome back to the channel. I want to share with you something today I think is pretty important, and that is to work with AI, to help others with AI, you don't need to be a tech coach. I work with many coaches, consultants, and advisors, along with entrepreneurs and small business owners. And I think there's a misunderstanding about where you need to be in your knowledge of the specifics of AI. Now, it's good to know those things, but you don't have to be a tech expert. You need one thing that you already have, and then you need a place to point that. So let's talk a little bit about that. I know an advisor who tried to become somebody else. Great at her craft, but convinced she now had to turn into a tech person, a tech expert. So she froze for 8 months. And that put her 8 months behind on her plans, but also put her behind in competition. So let's get into why you don't have to be a tech expert to really help yourself and help others with AI and with technology. Your job was never the tools. If you're a leader, if you're a coach, consultant, or advisor, your job has always been the human being and how to help navigate the human dynamics well. That is the human side of AI, and it's already your skill set. There's a recent study that came out that showed that AI adoption in organizations where leaders did not support it was only successful 15% of the time. But where leaders supported their people in AI adoption, that jumped to 55% of the time. You don't have to guide the software. You guide people through the change. And that's the critical part of really becoming good with this. Because the reality is, AI doesn't have an issue. It's not a tool problem. It is more likely a human challenge. So let's talk about what that actually looks like. Number one, an easy way to start this. Start with an outcome you already deliver. So instead of spreading yourself an inch deep and a mile wide, many different tools, none of them really yours, not all that comfortable or familiar to you. Start with a depth in one tool and one workflow, something you actually use. You're not adding a service, you're strengthening the one you already have. Why is this important? Because if you lose the human side of this in the technology and the AI and bringing that to people, then you've lost the game, because it's people that are going to engage you. It is your teammates. It is the team that you lead. It is your clients that want that human connection. And the AI is never going to be able to bring that. The outcome that your clients already pay you for is the safest place to experiment. What do I mean by that? See if you can get some of your time back. See if there are certain mechanical tasks that AI could take over that free up even more of your time to spend with human beings. Depth beats breadth every time. And depth starts where you're already good. Okay, so what's the next step here then? So pick one tool. One tool you can use every single week. Use it every week. It beats trying 10 different tools. Because, and I'm a perfect example of that. I started trying this and trying that and this new thing and that new thing. And then I got deep into one tool. And I learned the ins and outs, the skills, the artifacts, the different ways it could automate my workflows. And I started to see how it could connect with all of my different software and apps so that it made me even more efficient. One of the best things of that is it helps me manage my email. I don't know how many emails you get a day. I get a lot of emails every day. And occasionally I used to miss something important. Not anymore. So tool hopping feels like progress and really doesn't produce any progress. Fluency comes from repetition. You can't guide a client or one of your team members somewhere you've only visited one time. Kind of makes sense, right? Fluency, not inventory. One tool you know cold, one tool that you're very comfortable with. Then build what we call a repeatable workflow. The repeat is what makes it that workflow. So you can't just do it once and say, oh, I've created a workflow. You start with the outcome in mind, something you already deliver, something that you do well. Then see what a tool could help you do to free up more of your time to spend with other human beings, and then repeat that the same way. That repeat is what makes a workflow. A one-off is an experiment. The same 3 steps on the next client or the team member you're working with, that's an asset. Name it out loud in plain words so a client or a team member can hear what they're getting. Do it twice the same way, all of a sudden you own something. The next step, where do you go from here? Name your one workflow this week. Pick something, one outcome, one tool, one repeatable way. Don't try to learn everything in a week. Pick something that will make a difference. And in this description, you will find the free Success Pathway Snapshot link to take that free assessment. It's just a few minutes of your time. It shows you the best place to start. You were never behind on the technology. You were just aiming at the wrong thing. So let's take a week and aim a little bit better and figure out something that you do well that AI and a tool can enhance for you.